Good morning, everyone. I am Abhay Fogart and I am thrilled to welcome you all on today's workshop Thrive at B School, present to you by Grad Partners. Thrive at B School is a series of interactive sessions where we deep dive into MBA experience across top Indian B schools. In session 3 today, we have Sachin Tetarwal from IIM Mumbai, Greeshmika from IIM Vishakhapatnam, Dhananjay from IIM Ranchi, Rudrakshi from IIM Trichy, and Rohan from IIM Shillong. Each one of them will walk us through their complete B school journey. We'll be talking about academics, summer preparations, case competitions, clubs and committees, and tips that help them succeed. Now, we'll start with the introduction. So first, we'll ask Rohan to introduce about himself.
So hi all, a very good morning. I am Rohan. I passed out of IIM Shillong in 2024, currently working with Bain and Company. Uh, During my stint at IIM Shillong, I interned with Bain and Company, thereafter received a PPO from there. And as far as my achievements and case competitions are concerned, I was a campus finalist and a winner in Microsoft PM Engaged. I went to Japan, Uniqlo, for the global management program. I've been national finalist and campus winner in a couple of other case competitions as well. For example, PwC AC Challenge, Tata Steel Steelathon, Avalon Sun Tzu Challenge, so on and so forth. I have also been awarded the best all-rounder graduating student gold medal for that, the director's gold medal, and Professor Ashok Kedatta gold medal from for the graduating batch of 2024. Looking forward to an insightful session, and thank you, Abhay, for hosting us.
Thank you, Rohan. Now we'll ask Sachin to introduce about himself.
Hi all. I am Sachin Tetarwal. Recently graduated from IIM Mumbai in class of 2024. Currently, I am working with ITC Education and Stationery Product Division. I did my internship at ITC only, and I secured my PPO there. Coming towards case competitions and case studies, I was the second runner-up of Flipkart Wired SCM track. Then I was national winner of a business case competitions organized by a B school. That's all from my end. Thanks, Abhay, for giving this opportunity to talk to this cohort of people.
Thank you, Sachin. Now we'll move on to Greeshmika.
Hi everyone, this is Greeshmika and I graduated from IIM Vishakhapatnam in the 24 batch, and currently I'm working with Asian Paints as a retail design brand manager. And coming to my achievements at B School, I was one of the top 100 managers of Fujitsu case competition, and was a part of the conclave held at Pune last year. And yeah, apart from that, there were many case competitions, but looking forward to a insightful session and interacting with all of the others. Thank you, Abhay.
Thank you, Grishmika. Now we'll ask Dhananjay to introduce about himself.
Firstly, thank you, Abhay, for hosting all of us. And coming to my introduction, I am Dhananjay Sharma. I am born and brought up in Delhi. I've done my graduation in statistics from Delhi University. Majorly coming to the insights of the session, my MBA is from IIM Ranchi. I graduated last year in 2024. I have interned with JP Morgan Chase and Company with their asset management risk team. And currently, I am working with Somany Impresa Group at CFO's office, directly reporting to the CFO of the company. Coming to the achievements, not much achievements. I have taken part in multiple case competitions, not something that first, second, third ऐसा नहीं होगा मेरी profile में. But yes, I've been good in academics. I hold director's merit list, and my focus was to travel. So second year, my focus was completely on exchange program, and I've explored way too much opportunities over there.
Great, Dhananjay. Now we'll ask Rudrakshi to briefly introduce about herself.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So, first of all, congratulations to all of you for making it here. It's not easy to get into a B school. So, I still remember the day I got my admission. There was excitement, anxiety, and a lot of questions. So, yeah, we'll try to give you a sneak peek into what lies ahead, the reality of what MBA journey is, and how you can make the most of it. But one thing I can definitely tell you that it is going to be one of the most transformating journeys of your life because it's intense, it's fast, and incredibly rewarding. So yeah, let me quickly introduce myself. I am proud alumnus of IIM Trichy. So during my MBA journey, I had the opportunity to intern with McKinsey and Company, and after graduation, I joined Infosys Consulting, where I currently work in a front-end consulting role. I have participated in a few case competitions like HUL and Pidilite and few more. So when I say I have been through the MBA grind, I truly mean it, because if I have to sum up in one phrase, it's like it's a roller coaster ride without a seatbelt. So yeah, that's all about me.
Great, great, Rudrakshi. Now we'll move ahead with our section one, which is academics and summer internship preparation. So, in this, we'll talk about the first 3 months of your MBA journey. Like from each of you that is campus oriented, you can specifically tell about your specific campus. So, we'll start with Rohan again. Rohan, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Abhay. So for the first 3 months, now when I look back, every bit of it made sense. But being in that shoes of a fresh student in that MBA campus with the seniors all around, it was a, a bit taunting for me, I would say. But yeah, that's how life is. I mean, it's same for everyone. For the people who would be joining this year's batch, it would be same for you as well. I mean, the first 3 months are tough. You need to sort a lot of things out. Number one, I came from the engineering background, so academics was something that I had to take care of. Number one. Number two, I had to make my CV, the master CV as they call it, for the upcoming placement season for the summer internships. Number three, you have the clubs and committee inductions, and that's a whole thing on its own. I mean, there are interviews, there are rounds that you sit with seniors, and you figure way out as to which club and committee suits you the best. It's not like you just choose a random club and committee and land yourself up there. There's a list, there's a priority list that you choose, and then you look forward to getting into that committee. So first 3 months are definitely tough, but it's incredibly rewarding and enriching in terms of networking, I would say. I mean, you get to gel with a lot of people from your batch as well as from the senior batch that that's like their second year right now. Uh, Meaningful networks, meaningful connections, setting up your own tribe, as we call it, is something that we did in the first 3 months of my college life. But yeah, I mean, you would enjoy, you would have stress, but again, that's how life is. Acceptance creeps in, and that's how you go about it. I mean, yeah.
Rohan, can you tell more about your internship experience, like internship interview experience and summer internship process? Like, how
Yeah,
did you,
definitely.
what kind of interview happened with Bain and Company?
Yeah. So my Bain and Company interview had 2 rounds. The first round was a, a guesstimate, two guesstimates, I think. And one of those questions that I remember right now is how many golf balls would fit into a A320 air, A320 flight. Then I was moved to the second round, and my second round was a pretty tedious round. The interview lasted for, I think, 1 hour 40 minutes, and again, it was a whole new case that we had to work on together. I and my interview, both of us. It was more of a discussion, a market entry case, and then sort of pricing case that it slowly, gradually moved on to, and finally, we had to also formulate strategic recommendations based on kind of technology. Brief background to me being at Bain, I currently work in the technology, media, and telecom space, specifically for the semiconductor clients. However, I interned in another team. The team was working for Gen AI products and stuff. So yeah, that's why technology comes into the picture, and how technology could improve the outcome was something we had to assess. Again,
Okay,
yeah, great,
now
great
we'll move on to Sachin.
experience. So sorry,
Sachin,
Abhay, sorry.
now we'll move on to Sachin. Sachin, can you tell us about your first 3 months B school journey?
However, like first 3 months will be quite challenging for all of the students that will be going joining the B schools now. Those 3 months were challenging for us, for our juniors, our seniors, everyone. But the as Rohan has rightly said, that those would be the most rewarding 3 months you will get. For my personal experience, I would say in those 3 months you will get to learn a lot. You will have multiple interaction with multiple people. You will be finding best of your friends. You will be gelling out with your best of your seniors. You will be coming to know what all people from diverse educational background bring on the capabilities and their competencies, and how you yourself can define like which all groups, members of the groups you can identify. You will be able to identify people basis the competency you require in a group study or a case study. Then master CV is a must. You will write down the entire journey of yours in an Excel or a Word, where you will quantify what all achievements you had done during your work ex, your engineering college time, and what all. And also it will set a trajectory to what all clubs and chapters you will be looking forward, how you want to uh, steer through, what your goals are from the next 2 years. You will align your majors. You will be looking after which marketing. If you are planning for marketing, you are planning for FMCG, you are planning from for in finance, or you are planning for consulting. This will come into picture. Then anyhow there would be a lot of support from your seniors. The tasks will be assigned, multiple tasks will be assigned, that is just a polishing. In the end, you will find that it was the most rewarding stuff you have done. Coming to my interview experience in SIPs itself is a challenging week for most of the students I know. I was lucky enough to get out of that process early. I had my interview with ITC, and it was a two round process. First round, it was completely based on supply chain optimization and how you will be looking after placing multiple nodes of supply chain, how will you be managing inventory. Then on the second round, it was more oriented towards ITC's value. How will you be contributing to the next ITC next strategies they are aligning? How you will be looking forward? How will you be growing people around you? That's how it was for me in the first 3 months. Uh,
Just one doubt, Sachin. So currently, MBA students will join in next month. So what
right.
would you suggest them to do right now so that they have an extra edge over others? Like those who are
Right.
joining this section.
That's a really good question, Abhay. I would suggest right now, if people are planning towards their career in supply chain and logistics, they could read more about Chopra. They could start studying Chopra Mandal. That's a Bible of SCM. Then they could look after multiple online courses if they are overwhelmed that I don't have any exposure to marketing, I don't have finance exposure. Then they could look after multiple online courses, so that will give them a necessary edge, because they would have at least month of a time to complete it online and dedicatedly. Then they could start preparing their CV points. That would be an inputs from my side.
Okay, now we'll move to Grishmika. So we want to hear from you what our like first 3 months look like from IIM Vishakhapatnam point of view.
Okay, coming from an architecture background, I had zero idea about how a B school life was. So first 3 months would be overwhelming for someone from a different background, but still, we just have to maintain the calm. And firstly, in the 3 months, we would be given introduction of all the clubs and committees, and also by the placement committee, we had a session on what exactly is the SIP process and how does it work. What is your master CV and how do you draft it? How do you do multiple iterations of it? And also our placecom has this thing where there's a mentor for each of a group of like maybe 10-15 people, and they would be mentored by one placecom senior placecom representative who would help them craft their CVs as per the industry standards. So I was completely focusing on my master resume in the first 3 months, and that's what made me I can say crack the first interview I had given for my SIP, and I was free from the SIP placement process. So that was one achievement I could say. And even like Sachin was mentioning, at that point we would be really confused, like which one is our forte. Like, are we a marketing person, an operations person, or someone who is into strategy or finance? And yeah, so to figure that out, you don't have to panic in the first year itself, because even if you give a trial, and later if you feel that it's not your thing, you can apply for a different thing in your second year. So it is always like a trial and error in the first year, so you don't have to worry much on like that would affect your career ahead. So I think it's better to experiment in the first year itself, so that in the second year you have a better view of where you exactly want to be later in life. And apart from that, yeah, making friends and networking is also another important aspect. So from seniors you get tips on how to crack the exams, or like prepare well for your exams, because it's a trimester thing, like every 3 months you have in B schools.
Hmm.
And apart from that, my friends, especially, like we are a group of people. I'm completely into a creative background and more like a marketing person, and I had friends who are into finance and operations, so they would help me with finance. Like my friends helped me with how to read a balance sheet and income statement, how to do the P&L. In the first year all of this was taught, and I had no idea. So that was how I think I learned, and that is one of the best parts in B school.
Great, Grishmika. Now we'll move on to Dhananjay. So we want your campus perspective on starting of the B school journey.
Yes, Abhay. So it's a roller coaster ride that you never signed up for. Okay, it's just starts. You just sit down and it's all gone. You are just figuring out where it is all going, and there are multiple things that are going on. So when I see myself as a story, if I have to look at comparison, when I was in my UG, I am having 5 opportunities in front of me. I can pick 4 of them. But in my MBA, I was having 10, 15, 20. But still, my capacity is 4. Max to max, I can go for 5, 6 opportunities. And that enters FOMO. You will start missing out. Ki, this person is doing this person is doing this. Should I be doing this? Should I be doing this? So, for that, you need to have a clear mindset why you are here, what you are looking for. For that, you need to consult with your seniors, your peers, from which background they are coming from. And first 3 months is where you build up the main connections. You find the right people. These people can be someone who are helping you during your exams, or maybe someone uh, who is going to be winning a case competition with you, or maybe giving you advice in general, being a supportive partner. It can be anyone. So these are the 3 months that you interact with your batch. You understand how this functioning is happening, what are the factors that you can control, and what are the factors you cannot control. You interact with your seniors. What is the life? Is this normal? I'm missing out so much. I'm not getting this much. So that's how you go about. For someone who is yet to enter, the people who are still having a month right now, if you guys are sure about which industry you want to step into, you can build up your CV accordingly. You can go for certifications, you can go for increasing your knowledge. And if someone who comes like very different background, you don't have any knowledge key what subjects are going to be in MBA, IIT has a YouTube channel, many IITs, in which you can find almost each and every MBA lecture of first year on YouTube. You can go through those videos. That can be helpful for you, that can help you clear the concepts. You won't be feeling कि ठीक है मुझे नहीं आता, I'm not sure about it. And the major thing is, each one of us individually, before entering into such a tier 1 tier 2 college, one of the best colleges of a country, we are some exceptional person in our individuality. Either Rohan will be someone, as he said, he was a gold medalist. Everyone is someone. And when you enter IIM, everyone is someone. So it becomes key, where am I? It feels very competitive. So have the right people around you. That's going to be very helpful. And coming to my internship experience, I was very sure that I'm focused into finance, and JPMC is what I was targeting. I connected with my seniors a month before joining the college. After joining the college, I was very clear cut that I'm going to prepare for interview that is for JPMC and nothing else. My complete focus was on that. I was not going into any clubs and committees because I'd done that in my UG. My CV was set for that position of responsibilities, and I was not requiring any more points to add over there. So I was building my finance profile. I was going for the right certifications, getting the right knowledge, so that my CV just strikes in when JPMC enters, and that is what happened. JPMC was my first interview in my life. Sitting for a company, JPMC was the first, and it went for 30-35 minutes, and we completely talked about the certifications which I did a month ago. Complete interview was around that, and I was able to convert it.
So the actually that reflects the importance of certifications. The person who is targeting a specific industry, for him that would be very relevant. So now we'll move on to Rudrakshi. So Rudrakshi, can we have your perspective on this?
Yeah, so I think from first week only you'll feel like you have been thrown into a deep end. So there will be assignments, quizzes, surprise submissions, club recruitments, resume building, everything happening at once. So it's kind of a overwhelming phase of your life. So your first year it's gonna be really intense, and sleep will become a luxury for you, definitely. I think you must have heard people joking about 4 hours being a good sleep there. So they are not wrong, because that's what it happens, and weirdly you adapt with time. So I think it's designed in such a way for a reason, because the pressure that you'll handle there, the hustle, and all the time crunch that you will face there, it will all prepare you for the real world, or for the kind of environment you will eventually work in. And in the first year there will be no specialization. You will study everything: marketing, strategy, HR, finance, operations, and other subjects. So it's basically the foundation which will give you the exposure that you will require to choose the right direction for yourself. And I think very soon, within first few weeks, you will start preparing for your summer placements. That means polishing your resume, sitting for interviews, mock interviews, learning the basics of the industries and all. So for example, if you're looking at a consulting industry, I would say that start practicing case studies and the guesstimates now itself. Books like Case in Point, or resources from your seniors, or the dossiers shared by the preparation committee, which will happen when you join the MBA, that will be really helpful for your SIP preparations. If finance is your calling, I think make sure that you understand the basic accountings, financial statements, and the corporate finance early on, because trust me, once you get there, you will barely have the time to catch the breath. So that's something that I had faced during my initial first 3 months. Also, just don't get disheartened by the shortlist. You may get it, you may not get it. So keep pushing, keep preparing yourself, because it's all about resilience there. And yeah, parallel to the academics, you will also start participating in clubs and committees, recruitments. You will have marketing, finance, and cultural committee, placement committee, and other committees. They will also teach you teamwork, leadership, and give you the opportunities to network and represent your college. So few tips I would like to give you here, because I think the batch is going to start their MBA very soon, probably next month or in a month or so. So start building your resume now, because you will save a lot of time. I think even 4 to 5 bullet points will save a lot of time for you, and it will really help. Choose your groups wisely there. For projects, for preparations, surround yourself with people who are serious, collaborative, and willing to help. And yeah, network as much as you can with your seniors, alumni, and batchmates. Also, just don't survive, I think enjoy. It's gonna be tough, very tough, but those late night maggies, chai breaks, group studies, and all last minute preparations, they are going to be your best memories.
Great, Rudrakshi. One question we have for Dhananjay. So, since you talked about certification, so one person is asking which certification you did.
Okay, so all I had was statistics background, nothing say BCom or anything. The finance certifications I went ahead with was NCFM and NISM. So basically, one is SEBI and one is NSE Academy. these two certifications are very easy to do. You can get multiple. It can be on technical analysis, fundamental analysis. Once you get 4 or 5 certifications cleared out, you become their certified investment analyst. So that's a tag you can get, that you're certified by NSE Academy, that you are someone who can give advice on which stock to buy or not to buy. These were the certifications I did. They are very easy to crack. It's 100 marks. You have to score 70. It's non-negative. It's a 40-50 page of booklet that you have to go through. But it is something that will look onto your CV, because not everyone is doing this. These were the two that I did. The other one was CFI, Corporate Finance Institute. That's an online certification that I find is very useful when you actually need to gain in-depth knowledge for certain financial concepts. So I did that, and it's a bundle. You can buy it. It's valid for 6 months. You just go through the videos, you learn the concepts, and once you complete all the videos, you give the final online test and you get the certification. Again, you become certified wealth planner, uh, wealth management, all that certification. Yeah.
So one question we have for Rudrakshi. So what is the best way to network and where does it help?
So when you join the B school, make sure that you interact with your seniors and your batchmates. Just talk to them, be friendly, make sure that just talk to people who are willing to help you, because that would be really required during your MBA journey. And your senior batch and alumni, since they are the real they are the guides for you for the rest of your journey. So don't hesitate to reach out to them. They will also provide you Google Drive folders for your case competition preparations, resume notes. It's gonna be gold for you. So yeah, interact with them and yeah, work with them.
So now we'll move on to the second section of our discussion, which is case competitions. So here we'll talk about the case competition culture in all of your respective campuses and what help or what tips you should give the students to thrive in case competitions. So first we'll ask Rohan to tell about IIM Shillong. What is the culture there at regarding case competitions?
Regarding case competitions, I think IIM Shillong is no exception. That's very, very important part of the curriculum there as well. And it needs to be so, as I feel. Till 2024, there was no as such club or committee for case competitions, but I was one of the founding members. Just before leaving college in 2024, I was given the responsibility to establish a committee, and that committee is called Kesonics right now. So Kesonics is the club case competitions club of IIM Shillong. It's just been close to an year that has been founded. It's a very active atmosphere with respect to case competitions there. People are participating. So for I don't think in B schools across the country you have a lot of options in first year to be picky and choosy about case competitions. You have to participate in all of them. I mean, all the case competitions are open to the entire batch, and then the placement committee would inevitably take sort of a consensus whether you've filled and applied for those or not. In second year, you have the luxury, you have the time as well, somewhat better than first year, in order for you to choose the domain in which you want to participate. And yeah, so most of my case competition achievements are in second year. Uh, One thing in order for me to succeed in case competitions was choosing the right tribe. I think Rudrakshi already mentioned about choosing the right set of people you need to work with. For me, that has worked out pretty well. I mean, you need to have a diverse group, one with a core competency in finance, one with a core competency in operations, one with a core competency in marketing, so on and so forth. And that is how you build a group. It's not like case competitions. I think you shouldn't work with friends, is my answer. You should work with competent people there, people who bring in newer views, newer skill sets to the team. And as a team, you achieve. You do not achieve as an individual. As a team, you succeed. As a team, you fail. The second thing that helped me worked out is in terms of knowledge. I think this is the culture with MBA and with the B schools as well. You need to have a if I have to think about knowledge, you need to have a horizontal spectrum much larger than the vertical spectrum. What I mean by this is, for example, finance. You need to be jack of all trades, basically, master of none. You need to understand finance. You need to understand marketing. You need to understand operations, HR to some extent as well. And that's how you build your horizontal spectrum. It's very large. And you need not apply all the concepts of finance, all the concepts of marketing, all the concepts of operations, so on and so forth in each of the case competitions. So the vertical depth with respect to each of the buckets of your MBA curriculum is not that great. It's very shallow there. So try and be a jack of all trades, try and get a hunch. I mean, I might sound pretty wrong out here that why aren't you focusing on anything? It's not like that. It's more of you creating a core expertise as well as having a intuitive understanding about the other fields as well. And that's how you succeed, I think. So yeah, I mean,
So now we'll take the discussion to Sachin. What kind of case competitions came in IIM Mumbai, which specific domain, and what do you suggest to the students?
Uh, Hi, Abhay. I would suggest that for case competitions, case studies, the students are the competition is tough within the campus and within inter-campus and intra-campus. There are the case competitions gives you an uh, spectrum to compete with multiple schools, multiple B schools. You come, and it is a great opportunity to network as well, because when you go to the finals, you interact with a lot of other teams which come from different diverse business schools which have different business ideas. You might be when if you are sitting in the room listening to the presentations made by the other schools, you might come to a point that how different perspective can uh, can be a solution to the what problem statement is being provided by the company. Then choosing right set of people is really important. You will always try to find which all people will be competent enough for this type of role. Like if it is an finance related problem, you would be looking for people who are doing great in finance, doing great in business analytics, which can add value to your team. Then if we are looking forward specifically to a particular stream of cases, like for example ITC Interrobank opens for only supply chain track only opens for IIM Mumbai and SPGen. So these are more of a domain specific case competitions which you can always try and attempt. You will where you will be given a large plethora of questions and a case study point with a large number of data sets where you have to come up with the best optimized networks, how you'll be looking after it into a sustainability per se or marketing per se, or how will you be managing the complexity within the case competition. Then coming towards how you will be coming making these case competitions edge you will be getting for a case competition. I would suggest that always go with primary research and secondary research. There's a plenty of data sets available online, and top B schools are readily allowing you to access all the data sets available. You can use your library resources, you can reach out to your research scholars who have the access and to the latest data sets. So this is how you should shape into your case competition problems. And also it's always great to always connect to your alma mater, where you can discuss, like if this is a particular challenge, is it a industry specific challenge or it is a business specific challenge. If it is an industry specific challenge, you can reach out to multiple people working across different industries. You can go for benchmarking, and anyhow PPT skills will be really important to crack a case competition, because generally one slider is what makes a difference. So how great you are how great you are into setting your PPT skills and making a single slider convey your message what you want to achieve in this case competition will really help.
Great, great hearing from Sachin. I think the students who will be participating in Interrobank will surely reach out to you. So now moving on to Grishmika. So we'd like to hear from you the case competition culture in IIM Vishakhapatnam.
Right. So, like other IIM's, case competition culture is also growing in IIM Vishakhapatnam. So even during our business conclaves, which is called Vriddhi, so we roll out competitions through the campus as well. So multiple people from multiple campus participate in that. And similarly, we see like on a regular basis, all the IIMs roll out some or the other competition. So that is a great opportunity for people to actually, participate in a case competition. And once you get into it, you can also form teams and then participate later in bigger case competitions like the ones which offer you a PPO or a PPI. So some of those would also be intimated by Placecom or the Prepcoms in the respective IIMs. So, and also I think in IIM Vishakhapatnam specifically, there was a culture where we would invite our seniors who won these case competitions just before participate just before the deadline closes, so that we get some idea as to how they had cracked it or what are the tips and tricks to succeed. So that is one part of it. And coming to my personal experience, I have participated in Fujitsu 100. So this was rolled out pan India, and there were around 80 plus universities, 4,000 plus participants. So to be honest, in my first year, this is one of the competitions I had focused on. Rest all we were doing as teams, like the brand management quizzes or the management consulting quizzes and all of that, which were rolled out on Unstop or similar platforms on a daily basis. So this is one thing. So in Fujitsu 100, we had 6 rounds. So we had to go through all the rounds, and then people from same colleges were teamed up, and then finally top 100 were picked out from the 4,000 plus participants. So this was one of my experience in case competitions.
Great, Grishmika. Now we'll move to Dhananjay. So since you have already told that you have not majorly participated in case competition, but still we would like to hear from IIM Ranchi perspective, like how the culture of case competition is there.
Yes, I'll be giving a very general answer. Uh, IIM Ranchi is having a very good case competition culture. You can connect with seniors. You will see almost every other student is taking part into the case competition. It's how you end up managing your time. It's how you build the right team. So if I have to give my 2 cents, it would be you try and test with multiple people who fits with you, right? It's not necessary that the other person has to be way too smart or someone who is very good at one particular thing. It's how you gel up with the person. If you're able to gel up with the person and you both have that ambition that you want to win this case competition, that you want to prove yourself, you will ultimately end up doing that. Maybe not in the first, maybe not in the second, but ultimately in the third. And you build up the right team. It's you don't have to limit yourself to your friends. You have to limit the right people who you match intellect with, who you can work with. You find the right people, someone who is good in finance, someone who is good in marketing, strategy, everything, and someone who is very good at making presentations, because that's how you summarize yourself when you are presenting it in your case competitions. That is very much necessary. The right focus has to be there. And when you see the Gen 2 IIMs, uh, if you are able to win some big national competition for a company or say from a college, you tend to build that corporate relation. You tend to attract that company to your college. And ultimately, your place com even get the right to negotiate the package over there. If it's you, if it's say I am Ranchi, say Raipur, any other college is able to win a very major competition competing with the tier 1 IIMs, then you build that edge over. ठीक है कि ये लोग भी smart हैं, these are also some people, your IIM get that advantage over there. If your placement is struggling, you're struggling through placements, this become a very good source to get placed as well.
Great. Actually, one of the questions was do case competition really help in placement? So I think you have perfectly answered that. So now we'll move on to Rudrakshi and get to know about IIM Trichy culture related to case competitions.
So yeah, at IIM Trichy also case competition culture is growing really well. It's intense. So participating in such case competitions during your MBA, I think it's one of the best ways to apply your classroom learning to the real world problems. So companies like HUL, Tata, Flipkart, Reliance, and uh, many other companies, they run a national level case competitions where you are asked to solve the actual business challenges. So I think that is your chance to think like a consultant or a strategist or a product manager, depending on the domain. So why they are important is, first thing, it will add a serious value to your resume. So yeah, winning or even reaching to the finals of the top case competitions will help you stand out in the placements shortlist. Second, it will show recruiters that you are someone who is very proactive in taking those initiatives, works well in the team, and can solve the problems under pressure. So all these are very highly valued skill in the consulting, product, and leadership roles. I think most importantly, there are many competitions which are judged by the CXOs or the hiring managers. So if you really do well in those case competitions, that will lead to the PPOs and PPIs. So which is very important for you in your MBA journey. So I think for the case competitions, you should start early. I think from the term one itself, you should start it. There will be many case competitions on the platforms like Dare to Compete, Unstop. So you will find a lot of case competitions there. Do participate. Make sure to build a strong team. It's very important you choose people with diverse skill set, someone who is good with numbers, someone who is creative, good with presentation skills, and a lot of things, but make sure that you have a good team there. And yeah, I think treat every competition like a real consulting project. So you need to do a lot of industry research, make data backed recommendations, and focus on clear storytelling. That is very important. So yeah, even if you don't win at first, I would suggest keep on participating, because every case competition will help you in improving your business thinking and sharpen your presentation skill.
Thanks, Rudrakshi, for highlighting this. So, talking about case competition, I'll give you also briefly 2 points that have come up. First, it gives you an opportunity for PPI and PPO. Second, it will be a booster for your CV. So, for this, Grad Partners has collaborated with Cipla, and we will be launching Cipla Ally Season 4 in January first week of July. So, that is open for MBA 2027 batch, and we would request everyone to participate in that. So now moving on to our last segment, which is clubs and committee. So briefly, going to discuss about this. So first, we will ask Rohan to tell the different clubs and committees and top three clubs and committees from IIM Shillong.
So, just like Dhananjay mentioned, I had lived through this clubs and committees dream in my undergrad, and so did not have a lot of fascination towards joining one. But yeah, I do understand the fact that these are important in case someone has a CV that's not very bottom heavy, as we call it in MBA lingo. We do not have a lot of PORs, positions of responsibility there. Then clubs and committees are important. A difficult question in terms of the importance of the clubs, and I don't think it would be the right forum to share the importance right now. I do not want to kill anyone's ambition if they are looking forward to joining any particular club and committee. But yeah, it's no exception. But placement committee is by far the most important club and committee that sets any college up. That's the act as a liaison between the corporates and the colleges per se. So placement committee is something that's very, very crucial and the backbone for B schools to run. Other than that, I mean, particularly for IIM Shillong, I've seen that there is one distinction between clubs and committees. So basically, the committees are overall administrative level. So, for example, we have committees: alum committee, cultural committee, public relations, so on and so forth. But clubs are more domain oriented. So we have the operations club called Opera. We have the consulting club. We have the marketing club, Markathon. We have the case competitions club, Kisonics. And yeah, I mean, if someone is interested towards any particular domain and they think they can contribute there, I think clubs would be more suited for them. And if someone thinks that they want to build and see themselves as overarching uh, part of the administration, they can build a group, they can lead a troop, then I think committees suit them more. I mean, committees are more suited for them. So yeah, I mean, clubs and committees are very important, especially for someone who has not lived that dream. And very integral part of networking, I would say. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't part of any club and committee there, except for the fact that just before leaving the college, I became the founding member of Ksonics. That's it.
Okay. Okay, now we'll move on to Sachin and ask about IIM Mumbai clubs and committee point.
Hi, coming to IIM Mumbai, IIM Mumbai has around 13 different clubs and committees. Um all of them into different roles, and based on the, I would suggest there's no vital difference between a club's positioning above one another. It depends on their personal opinion, how people want to be into this. Like there are multiple committees, like targeted towards marketing, operations, finance, or cultural committees, media representative cells, and LM com and place com. So it depends more on which side you want to be oriented to. What you actually want to be in. Like if you want to have fun around, if you want to be more serious towards a particular set of skill set, then I would suggest that there would be a specific club and committee for that. Or you can target, you have an opportunity to apply to around 10 different committees in one shot. You will be taking different interview process, different tasks, which will help you understand what a particular committee is doing. Then you will be able to bond well with people. So coming to top three committees which I'll recommend for IIM Mumbai. First would be LMCOM, PlaceCom, and Coordination Committee. Uh, these are personal opinions. I do not want to demean any of the other committee. Based on your experience, if you want to be a part of a committee, there are a lot of opportunities available. If you don't want to be a part of a committee, you want to enjoy your life better in MBA schools, you can always be a part of no committees and still have a great friend circle around for without being a part of a committee anyway.
Great, great. Now we'll ask Grishmika to highlight from IIM Vishakhapatnam clubs and committees.
So similar to all the other IIMs, we also had clubs and committees for marketing, operations, consulting, alums, and placement, and all of that. But I was personally in the industrial affairs committee, which is the sponsorship committee. So we act as a liaison between the sponsors, and also we had to deal with the admin. So yeah, like Sachin and Rohan mentioned, these are important, these are helpful for people who can, take the initiative and do something for the club and committees. And also this can also become a CV pointer for you. Like for example, I was a part of the industrial affairs committee, and I was shortlisted from a batch of say 300 people. So you can also add that as your CV pointer key, shortlisted as a junior placement junior, sorry, uh, committee member or a senior committee member from these many students. So that becomes the CV pointer there itself. So if you're initially not into case competitions and you wanted a CV pointer and there's nothing much in your CV to add, I think this is one opportunity. And for you to decide which club or committee to get into, you also have introductory sessions by each of the clubs and committees. So they tell you what is their job throughout the year, where do they actually help or take part in. For example, placecom is something which is active throughout the year, even the junior place commerce and the senior place commerce. And similarly we have acad council as well, which deals with the problems faced by students with respect to academics, and also bridges the gap between the faculty and the students. So there's a alumni committee where every like maybe every trimester there's a event happening in some or the other city where all the alums are called. So all of this would be told to you in your B school interactions. So for you to decide, I think top three would be, of course, placecom, like everyone is mentioning. because you also get the industry exposure and you also get to understand which opportunity is actually worth it in your college, right? And secondly, I would suggest something related to the business club, like maybe, or the students council also plays an important role, so you can also be a part of the students council. And any of the business clubs, like maybe consulting club or marketing club, if you are interested in those. And apart from that, if acad council is also one of the good committees in our college.
So now taking the account of time, we'll directly jump to Q&A. Sorry, Rudrakshi and Dhananjay. So most of the points have been covered by all other three speakers. Like one question here, it is open for everyone. Like Sona, she wants to do certification in marketing and finance. I think finance is already covered by Dhananjay. So only limiting this question to marketing. So what kind of certification she can do right now? Anyone who is currently working in marketing side, like I think Greeshmika, she has.
So you can go for digital marketing courses. So if you want to get into digital marketing, or else do something related to marketing analytics, because that is also very important in case competitions. So these courses are all like also mentioned by Placecom or the acad council from time to time. So you can look into those. There are some of the platforms, even Google offers some of these courses, so you can explore all these options.
So next question is for Sachin. So how to structure presentation in case competitions? If you can highlight.
That's a really nice question. First, I see there's no generic answer to it, because it would be totally dependent on how what direction your case wants. If it's a if the case wants to be in a breadth direction, you want to come, you have to take care of every node, or you, if it is a vertically driven course in which you have to answer only a specific problem. So this the basic flow which we used to follow was, first we'll describe the assumptions which we have taken during the solution made presented for a case competition. Then which all market research, how we have like what was the idea behind, how we have executed that idea, how market research have been conducted, from where we have connected the data for benchmarking, like what all benchmarking industries we have benchmarked, what all data have been collected. Then we can go into a problem solving statement, where which like if a problem is more pertinent to a particular industry issue, or more to a company issue, what kind of solutions we are delivering, in which solutions can be two sliders, like what all steps we have taken, what all tools and techniques we have driven, what kinds of data and data we have generated on those tools, statistics tool, or tool for calculating the optimization and all. Then you can explain your findings backed with data, your results, anyhow, and also try to give answers for a bottom line, how the bottom line will be appreciated by implementing our solutions, what could be the necessary challenges which you can foresee of implementing these problems, like if the solution is being implemented, what would be the financial impact over it, what would be the sustainability impact over it. And try to put a lot of data into your annexures, where and with actual quotation and references from where you have collected the data. Then and moreover, keep your presentation neat. You uh, make it not that much text heavy, try to be more of a data heavy, where you can present data and your findings easily, and which is easy to understand for a CXO level person, because CXO does not want to be a person who is informed about a process driven approach or whatever solutions you are presenting, but he will be more aligned towards what how bottom line and top line would be beneficial for our business with the solution you are presenting. So that's my opinion to it.
think you have told about this question. So now, moving, like, I am clubbing two questions right now for Rohan. So first question is how one can prepare regarding the case studies, which is for consulting point of view, and second, how can one person develop his business acumen. So if you want to know, tell about
Yeah,
these questions.
yeah, definitely. So case study requires two kinds of approaches for two kinds of things. First one is for case competitions. The kind of preparation needed is completely different for the with respect to the one needed for the consulting interviews particularly. So for case competitions, I would say decks, as I think every other member in the panel mentioned, you need to get in touch with seniors across LinkedIn network, get in hold of the decks that were used in past versions of the same competition, and how you structure the problem is something that's very important. So typically what I've seen in case competitions, we do not have just one focus area. It's analyzing end to end everything, like marketing, operations, finance, HR, so on and so forth, everything. And for that, you cannot drive it without, I mean, just having knowledge of one particular sector. Consulting interviews are completely different, or interviews in general, case interviews are completely different. It's more targeted towards a kind of case. For example, market entry, for example, cost pricing pressure, demand supply mismatch, so on and so forth. So that's typically from the case books that the leading B schools of the country publish. I'm Ahmedabad, I'm Bangalore, I'm Calcutta, all publish their sectoral case books in, like, consulting club publishes the consulting case book, marketing case book, finance case book. So go through those in order for you to build in the acumen, in order for you to solve the cases that are given to you in interviews. For the case competitions per se, you cannot do this. It's more of very heavy research, looking at the past versions of what the solutions and how the solutions were presented, and following the star approach. I think Sachin already highlighted that star approach is something that I used for my case competitions and throughout my interviews as well. This works either ways. So star stands for situation, S, T stands for task, A stands for action, R stands for result. So this is the format that I used to follow. Situation is what is the current problem, task is what we can do, action is how to do, result is what we achieved. Star approach. Now getting to the second question, Abhay, can you just repeat the second question? How do you develop business acumen, right? Was the
Business
second
acumen, correct.
uh, a difficult question to answer right now. I mean, it's more of intuitive understanding. I would say it's not as simple as just understanding the finances of a company or understanding the strategies of a company. So when you get into a B school, you would be bombarded with this term strategy through and through your 2 years. But then everything and every other thing is strategy that you do. I mean, sleeping at night is also a strategy that we follow. So strategy is very, very vague in terms of an output. But in terms of business acumen, I would say my approach is understanding the industry overall first, the industry where the company is working in. For example, I am right now working with Bain. So for me to understand the business acumen, I need to understand the overall consulting industry first, then Bain's positioning in that industry, and what is the white space that Bain can target in order for it to grow. Ultimately boils down to the simple fact: reduction in costs, driving up revenue. And that's what all every one of us would agree in order for us to drive any and sustain any business. The various channels for that are those the divisions that I just spoke about: marketing, HR, operations, so on and so forth. But ultimately boils down to the fact of this. So you study industries first and the companies working in those industries, the positioning of those companies and the white space that that industry has, where you can target and get some hold of the pie from the white space. That's how I put it.
Great answer, Rohan. So now we are actually crossed our scheduled time. So now we'll close this session with a good note that all the students have opportunity to learn something from the speakers' campuses, and we also like to thank all the speakers to collaborate with us and gave your time to tell about your MBA journey to all the students. Thank you to all the speakers. And I would also like to tell that since Grad Partners is a platform on which we hire for we host case competition, so you can follow our page, follow our YouTube channel to understand more about case competitions and thrive at B School. Thank you all.
Thank you, Abhay, and wish all